So, I'm starting something new, I guess. It's going to be a mini-series within the channel, and it's going to be about historical events that aren't well known, but I think deserve more credit than they get. So, welcome to Wacky Moments in History! Dun 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 dun. Wow! History! Yeah! Okay, today's episode is going to be about a weird little war called the Pig War. So, in 1859, there were these two farmers in the San Juan Islands, which is in the Pacific Northwest of America, Washington State, over here. Well, these islands were ambiguous in who owned them, according to the Oregon Treaty, because the maps were so weird from this time period. So there was this American farmer named Lyman Cutler, and he lived on one end of San Juan Island. And one day, he's out in his garden, and he sees a pig. Oh my god, there's a pig in my garden, and it's eating my potatoes! What? And so, Mr. Cutler decides to do the only rational thing to do, and he pulls out his gun, and he shoots the pig. Die, you stupid pig! Well, it doesn't really go well, because the pig belonged to an Irishman named Charles Griffin, and he worked for the Hudson Bay Company, which was an English company, as England was all in Canada, and they thought they owned the island, and the Americans thought they owned the island. So understandably, Mr. Griffin is upset. His pig just got shot. So he goes over and talks to Mr. Cutler, and is like, dude, you shot my pig. Not cool. And Cutler was like, okay, fine, I understand. It was eating my potatoes, though, so you know what, I had right to shoot it, but I'll give you $10 for it. And Griffin wasn't too happy. He was like, I want $100. Not just 10, that's worthless. No, my pig's worth more than that. Well, Cutler didn't want to pay $100, so a war starts over a pig. Now, the British forces were going to arrest Cutler because he wronged one of their citizens. And so the Americans get all upset and say, nah, we own the island, you can't come in here. It was trespassing on his land, he had the right to shoot it. We demand military protection because the British are going to come invade us. So now, military start getting involved, the Americans send troops in, the British send troops in. Neither one's going to make the first shot because no one wants to start this war, but they're going to goad each other into trying to make the first shot, so they can get a war anyway. Well, they finally decide to say, okay, we'll have joint military occupation until we finally settle this. So during the next 12 years, there's an American side, there's a British side, and they just kind of chill. They go have sports competitions, they drink together, they celebrate each other's national holidays. Meanwhile, the American Civil War is going on. And during this time period, the British local authorities are trying to get London to take back the entire Puget Sound from America. Because, hey, they're busy with the Civil War. We can get all of this land back. What are you doing, Britain? No. Just let us have the land. We'll argue about the thing later. So, eventually they decide that they need a third party to arbitrate this whole affair. So they get Kaiser Wilhelm I, the guy who then later helped start World War I, to decide. Yay for Germans with big sideburns. So he says, okay, you three people in this committee, decide who gets it. And so they rule that the one that the Americans liked better is the actual division, and it pisses the British off, didn't defend local interests, and so it just kind of ended, and the only casualty in the entire war was a pig. History's weird. Don't forget to like and subscribe!